Hi, YouTube.
Hello.
This is Rose with Pertaining to Rose. My guest today is the Kiosk. Just love. I'm going to interview him today about prepping. He had to take off his glasses to keep that glare.
Oh, we're gonna
that
go
glare
redneck.
off.
We're gonna go redneck.
Yeah, gotta go redneck for this. That's okay.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
Yeah, keep it on backwards.
Man.
You can't see it because you don't have your glasses on?
No, I can see it. I've never done ring light before.
And the ring light actually should be under your phone, but my setup here does not have that, so the ring light's above.
We were really quick. We were talking about I'm going to recreate my disturbing.
Oh yeah, his disturbing picture that he uses on his.
Beard's not as long. Beard was down to about here when I did it before. Okay, ready?
Yeah. So if you see that picture, that's what you will see on his profile picture on YouTube.
Did it look like it?
A little bit. A little bit did. Yeah, that's more like it.
Okay.
But it was actually of his Adam's apple, and I did not know what it was. I had to laugh. I thought he had bent his head over and took a shot of his neck.
Nope.
I wasn't sure what it was, so I had to ask him about his profile picture.
No,
it is different.
I do have a little short video that makes a Dragon Ball joke about when Frieza kills your best friend and then Ki blasts you in the face. And it's the video that I took that I selected the frame from. Because I was like, there's no way I could just do that and take the picture.
Make sure your voice projects a little bit more because we got some distance here. I apologize. My voice automatic
We're
carries.
Calibrating.
And his doesn't.
Okay, so.
There you go. And look at this side.
Okay, so projection. I will attempt to project. The problem is, I just smoked a bunch of cigarettes, and now my voice is going to be all.
That's okay. We'll deal with it.
Yeah, so I just had I had to take the video of like just all I shot like a 10-second video of me getting my pose right on it, and then I just picked the best frame out of it. That's the picture, rather than try and use the camera picture. And then I was like, oh, I can make a joke out of that. And I uploaded that too.
It kind of looks like a hairy thumb
or something.
Yeah,
I've got
or something else.
So I don't know. If you have suggestions for anything but a picture of my face for the what I should use. I don't know, maybe I can go find a picture in nature or something, a nice sunset.
That's a good idea, yeah.
I did just shoot video of the sunset before leaving. There's actually on there, so,
People like bright pictures, too. They're attracted to that.
I actually have, you know what a ring light is good for? I'm seeing his eyes. That's cool.
My eyes change colors.
Mine have little gold rings in them.
Yeah, yours is blue right now. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you can see it there. So mine are like, I was born with very dark eyes, like almost black.
Almost black, but aqua but that's
so
interesting.
They went brown when I was growing up, and then I noticed probably about 10 years ago, they started turning green. Now they change brown, gold, green, like all different colors. And I don't know how well you can see my eyes, but they really are.
Pull up around to here's what you're looking at.
Yeah. You can see they're like all different.
Yep.
It's very weird. It's like
cool colors though. I like that.
Yeah, they got gold and all kinds of stuff in them.
Yeah, my mom had like the hazel that went from like brown to green.
My dad had hazel eyes, and sometimes his eyes were steel gray. It was the weirdest colors.
I've seen those. There was a lady I drove in a cab that had those, and I actually had worked with her back in the day, telemarketing. Her voice did not sound like what she looked like, and the people had no idea the eyes that were looking at this computer screen while they were talking to them.
Whoa.
But and they're the window to the soul for sure.
Oh, definitely.
But okay, so the topic of conversation was going to be prepping and frugality.
Prepping and frugality. I want to keep going with the frugality on prepping because I don't want to see people burn through their savings to run out and buy everything they can. You don't want to get into that hoarding mentality. it really is dangerous because people will blow their entire paychecks thinking, I gotta save myself for the end of the world.
Well,
Don't do that. There's
yeah.
so many different ways you can prep and be frugal at the same time and live a normal lifestyle. You know, and I'm big on, I will buy stuff like, I know I want to use solar panels and maybe a windmill and, a good water purification system. So I'm saving my money for that kind of stuff for when I build my tiny house. So I'm very particular. I definitely want a wood stove and, I want alternate types of heat.
Yep.
So my question is what kind of things? Now I know he does all kinds of stuff. So you'd have to really go back on some of his older shows to see it, but he makes his own charcoal. He'll take you out in the woods and point out different edible plants,
Yep.
which is really, really important to know, especially if you're bugging out.
Literally free food. It's not that there's no such thing as a free lunch anymore. It's that you have to know how to find it.
Yeah, exactly. Now, I'm one of those weird people that can live in the woods for 20 years. I don't like the cold. I really don't.
That's why having a nice place is important.
Yeah.
Be up to,
but like you see the people doing the saran wrap around trees to keep the airflow out and stuff like that. I'm one of those people that thinks outside of the box and will do it in a pinch.
I just like the house that I have. I was really impressed with okay. When we still lived in town and I was growing up, I ended up getting a basement bedroom. I was, teenage and they needed my sister to move out of the little crib bedroom off of what was the master, but they moved into what was my room and then made that her room. And then she had like a toy playroom off to the side. And then I had the basement, but not the whole basement. I had a nice room but there was like, office area and shop and places of, just, open concrete floor, could do projects and stuff. I'm trying to project. I'm sorry. I keep realizing how quiet I am.
Compared to me.
But
I'm the loud one.
Yeah, I've always been used to basement dwelling in that sense. And
did you want to film this for your show?
No.
Are you sure?
No. This is all just rehashing things that I've covered. I had a basement bedroom. That basement flooded like crazy. The sump pump sucked, and it was an old, nasty foundation. But when we moved out here, we already knew how basements work as far as how to make it habitable. So it was already done, basically. Didn't realize the construction was going to be as sloppy as it was. But economically, it works very well. So
it's kind of like built into the ground.
It's an earth berm.
Yeah.
So there's earth homes have soil roof. There are sod homes that are similar, but they're basically a roof where the sod is the shingling. So you build your rafters, you put in a sealed pan system, and then the sod grows, and that's your shingles. And so then if the sod dies, you put in new sod. And an earth home, it just was a place where the hill is built back up over the top of the house, and it's like a hobbit hole, basically.
And it's very nice.
And this one is it's a roof.
Maybe sometime we'll do...
Yeah, because
sometime in the future we'll do a video on his house and take you through and show you. It's quite big.
And it's not, well... yeah, there's...
It's 1, 2, 3...
There's a shoulders up view of the house you can
4
do.
bedrooms here?
1, 2, 3... Yeah, there's four bedrooms if you count the what is now the master as the master. And then, like I said, some of it's almost would work as offices too. But yeah, it's basically 4 bedrooms, 2 living rooms. One is kind of a den. One is what I call the great room. And then that's kind of a living room, dining room area previously that's also open air connected to the kitchen. But yeah, no, the issue with this place is it is spacious enough and the ceilings are very high, which is all cool sounding and everything. It's really hard to heat.
Yeah.
I've got to keep the ceiling fans running out here at all times, and the ceiling fan in that one doesn't work.
Keep that heat down, yes.
To try and keep that down, and there's a cupping effect.
And the 1 bedroom actually is an open loft, so he does have that boarded up with like styrofoam up in there.
Plywood. That's plywood.
Oh, it's plywood? Yeah, so keep the heat from
that. But
rising up through there.
Cutting drafts is important. Finding ways to I run my oven a bit. I've got a fireplace that I
On
use if possible.
200.
Yeah, I've got it
He
on 200
keeps it
right
down
now.
low.
And I don't run it constantly, but it's just like, you know, if the house needs a boost, that's the best way to do it. I'm having issues with I've got one of my oil radiators, the electric kind, has sprung a leak. I've not had a chance to attempt to patch that and see if I can get it to work again. Everything I do is like I want to get something that is built to last. I want things that are fixable, so that if something goes bad on it, you replace a component, you fix something, or that also means knowing how to fix appliances. So you know, maybe I'll figure out how to fix my fridge one of these days. I've been a year without a refrigerator. What's up?
Yes, he lives without a refrigerator now.
Well,
This
I have
winter.
one now. I have a fridge now.
Yeah.
It's like 35 degrees out there on the
Yeah,
porch.
so he does have a porch out here
And
that's
having
enclosed, and
an,
it's perfect for the refrigeration.
having a plexiglass enclosed front porch on the morning side means when the sun comes up, it hits that, it warms that, which warms this room, and everything in here works less to keep it warm.
Right.
So it's a back and forth. And then when the sun goes down, it's kind of the opposite. You got to close these blinds. Now, if I was to open these blinds at sunrise, that would let more heat in.
Right.
But as it is, you see, these are the blank front side.
Right.
Let me open this. And on the other side of it is kind of this gray pattern that is enough of a gradient between sides to allow it to pull heat from the other side and reflect it into here.
That is so cool.
So
I
in the
love
summertime, you run it the other way, and so this reflects the heat back out the window, and the dark side pulls heat away from the room. This house is much easier to cool in the summertime. The central air barely has to run, and it's a basement. Most of the inside of it, if it was to get too bad, the protocol would be to seal up the sliding doors to the inner part of the house, and then keep a fire in here. And
Yeah,
all the
he has
heaters
like
in there.
pocket doors.
And you know, close all the pockets, close all the sliders, and you could independently heat the inside. And if it was a situation where you had to choose between, like there's no power, then obviously you seal off. This becomes the main part because there's a fireplace.
Right. And we're enjoying the fireplace
and
now.
all it is ingenuity. Well, speaking of which, I need to throw some logs on that. We'll keep recording.
He's also very good at saving electricity.
Yeah,
he uses a French press
LED,
coffee machine, which does not use any electricity whatsoever. You just have to heat your water, put it in there with your coffee, and of course you don't need a filter with the French press. That's nice. If you're bugging out, a French press is a must.
I don't spend money on electricity for my refrigerator running. So no, I ain't gonna go catch it.
Right.
I don't have to spend money on coffee filters. That is an excessive amount of money. And paper towels don't work.
I reuse my coffee filters. I'm very big at Frugal.
I can't do that. But I'm on the verge of saving Ziplocs. I don't think things are in a dire enough situation, but I don't go through a lot of them. I just am able to keep them stocked, which for a while I had to
wash them out and reuse them.
For a while, a couple of years ago, I was in that position. I did have to do that. And that's the other thing, is like anything you hear anybody talk about, my grandma did this in the Depression. You're like, oh, really? What did they do?
My parents did it in the Depression, yes.
I'm much older than I keep my aluminum foil. What else? Yeah,
I try to reuse my tinfoil too.
Okay, so right now I'm wearing my Carhartt Under Armour, which I typically wear in the winter every day. I've got two pair, one to wear, one to wash.
And, I have Under Armour.
And I'm wearing a hoodie. And this is my regular. She's in a fleece. This is how you should be dressed inside your house in the wintertime, because if you're expending that much energy to keep it at a comfortable midsummer afternoon's temperature or whatever.
Yeah. It's like, 66 degrees in here, and it's comfortable.
Yeah, I think we were pulling 60 with the fire.
Yep. My feet are a little cold, but other than that.
And there's a nasty draft there. If you would like to switch places, I've got warmer feet because of my boots or whatever, but...
I'm fine.
Yeah, no, there's a draft from under the couch. The cold concrete floor, you can't have carpet everywhere. So and that's the other thing, area rugs. If you've got wood floors or a hard floor, put down area rugs.
Here is something that I tell people to do that works. So, being a security guard all my life, I did a lot of where I was posted in a low guardhouse. They are very hard to heat. They're just a wooden frame. It loses the heat as soon as you turn it on.
No insulation, no nothing.
Right, no insulation. So we would put down cardboard on the floor, and it would raise the temperature in there about 10 degrees.
Yep.
Let me tell you, I've done this at my home. So the one trailer I lived in years and years ago, my mom used to say it was like camping. It was like a little micro trailer. I would put down cardboard because it was so hard to
that
heat.
cardboard is great.
Yeah. No, I didn't run
unfortunately,
wires or anything underneath that cardboard, but I
in the
kept
summertime
it
it attracts cockroaches.
Yeah. Oh,
But-
yes. In the summertime, you
But
don't want it.
in the wintertime, like I've got I believe it was a big screen TV kind of padding piece for the packaging that is like a honeycomb corrugation. It's about like a 1/2 inch or 3/8 thick.
Yep.
And I took a chunk of it and cut it into 20/20 square and replaced my I don't know if you can see it up there through the door, that square in the wall.
Yeah.
That is the intake for the furnace. The furnace
Okay.
is right on the other side of that. And I come to find out, this I can do something about next year. That entire triangular wall is some kind of paneling. It isn't actually drywall.
Okay.
And it has flat studs.
Uh-huh.
It's a cosmetic wall. And
Okay.
it's not insulated.
Oh, yeah.
I can there is some extra insulation. I've got staple guns. I think I'm going to insulate around that, but I'm not doing that anytime soon. But it's there because I just remembered that, thinking about it.
Yeah, that's a good idea, actually.
Make sure your insulation is good. If you got one wall that doesn't have insulation, you might as well not have insulation.
Right?
Right?
Yeah, because and around where your outlets are,
Oh,
that
there's
pulls
drafts,
everything through
There's-
because...
and I've got one back here that the plate is off, but it's got fiberglass pushed in all around it.
Right.
My dad built the new edition. He took care of that stuff. This
well,
thing
they
was
do
really well.
sell little felt things they can put in there, but some people say they're not safe around.
Fiberglass, you just tear off some from your old Pink Panther or whatever. And
Yeah.
stick it in.
Stick it in there.
Yeah, it's fine.
That will save you a lot.
But yeah, so I didn't even have to, I was going to cut up a chunk of carpet foam to put on the cardboard, and I didn't even have to do that. I reached up in when I took the filter out, and it was the really loose mesh,
Right.
the cheap green ones, right? And I was like, wow, it is nicer in there than it is in here, man. Don't put that cardboard on it. And I, within about 15 minutes, gained like 10 degrees in the room.
Oh, yeah.
So it was like almost
Huge
70. I was like,
difference.
wow. That was when we were still above freezing for the days.
Right.
And so I got that, and then, but it just, boom, instant increase. The temperature dropped, everything's been pretty good, and that, oh man, it would have been bad in here. So the stove was off overnight, the fire had gone out, and I couldn't quite close I closed the flue, but I couldn't close the damper all the way because I didn't want carbon monoxide to just leak out the floor. So there's rules to doing fireplaces to be safe.
Absolutely.
So it had been out for long enough that it wasn't even embered, and I put that tray in front of it to kind of block the draft from the open doors. So make sure your fireplace is closed when you're not using it, because open vents of any kind, your dryer vent, I wish I could close mine. It's a heat loss. So the bathroom's kind of chilly and drafty because of the dryer, because that's where my laundry room is. Oh, you know what I should probably do is I should probably also do some kind of a blanket cupping thing over the bathroom door, because the dryer's up higher.
Right.
Ooh, we're figuring it out in real time.
We will.
Real time.
Now, another thing I do, not to change the subject of when I prep food, I don't keep it in one location, because what if your house burns down? Raids happen. People at the last minute decide they need food. I'm not talking about government raids. I am talking about people breaking into your house and stealing your food. You want to keep in different locations in your house. You also want to keep long-term storage elsewhere.
Yeah.
Whether it's in some kind of bucket and buried in the ground, or whether it's at a different house, another location. You want to keep in separate places. I have stuff out the secret house, stuff at my house, and I'm very, I keep these things in mind when talking about prepping. That stuff is really, if your house burns down, there goes all your supplies.
If you're getting to the point of not just the prepping and saving money is good to be able to help you better prepare.
Right.
When you get into that, I'm not going to go deep into the whole whatever, but you've got things on your channel as well of target practice and stuff.
Yep. Oh yes, I do target practice.
You're going to have to be able to defend as well. You're going to have to be able to defend as well.
definitely
Just,
want
just,
to
just
be
gotta
able,
mention that's part of that equation.
and that's just for
But
your safety.
yeah, I don't. I mean, I suppose I've got multiple pantries in here, but yeah, if anything was to happen in one part of my house anywhere else, it would be affected just as well.
If you're in a
But
hurricane or a tornado and part of your house comes down and you're stuck in there, you can still get to that
yeah,
bug out
that's true.
stuff
That's true.
that's easy to eat.
The
You
room
know.
that would serve as a tornado shelter in such an event, I probably should store food in there too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You
Pantry.
definitely want that. Put it in
That's what I
some
will.
buckets and bins. You can get free food safe buckets, you know, at your local grocery store, your bakery, your um, pizza shops. Go into pizza shops,
No, we don't have
ask
much
them
of
for
that.
their plastic buckets, the big glass pickle jars, stuff like
Stuff
that.
like that to save. Yeah. Oh, I save all my glass jars.
Oh, yeah.
All my glass jars. I
Yeah.
have no idea what I'm going to use them for, but I save them.
Oh, yeah. I definitely save them. Of course, I make red beet eggs and pickled eggs in mine.
Yeah, I'm not.
Stuff like
I'm not.
that.
I think this year's going to be the year that I probably start doing some of that stuff. Just to have some supplies going on, things like that. And that's, man, I had a dismal year for a garden last year. If I had been forced to survive out here, I think I would have had issues. I would have got real tired of Bardock. But yeah, I've got. See, I've got things to improve on that. I mostly the what you know. Speaking of savings, I don't have any. You know?
You have your Alex Jones jar.
Man,
Alex
that thing has
Jones
been
was right jar.
that thing has been emptied out twice now. Although each time's been over $100.
Wow, that's really good.
So I only got a couple inches up in the bottom of the jar before being like, I'm gonna cash this in because I had a pre-Thanksgiving and a pre-Christmas cash in on that, as well as the first time, which I think was the biggest one though because that one was almost $200.
You always want to keep cash on hand at home.
Yeah.
Keep it hidden well.
I've got my bank account for paying bills and the stuff that I need to pay bills stays in there, and I don't keep any more money than I need to in there because identity theft is a thing.
And just remember, if you have a fire, you want a fire-safe box to keep it in. Glass jars in a fire will break. The glass will melt. Tin, it melts. Cash stuffing envelopes, put in that fire-safe box. You definitely, and something that you can move if you need to.
Yeah.
But if the house comes down, you can go back in and get that
that's
out.
Probably also something that would be. Yeah, because I don't know, but my I don't know. I have little idiosyncrasies I do as far as keeping my cash.
Don't talk about the hand and
I'm sorry. I'm trying to word it correctly. I have certain idiosyncrasies with my cash keeping that I'm not going to go into.
Right.
But there's as far as that goes, I don't have necessarily anything like that myself. But that is a good idea.
Yeah.
Any your deed or anything like that. I don't think a file cabinet's going to survive.
No, tin and stuff like that melt. They really do. I mean, if you have a fireplace outside, and you can see it melt. So keep that in mind. That's one thing I like about Iowa. They buy cans out here for 5 cents a can.
Yep.
We didn't have that in Pennsylvania or Florida.
It used to be so much better. They used to accept them. I don't know if they still do or not at Hy-Vee and Walmart. They used to have redemptions for those, plus the redemption centers, but those were privately owned. People thought they were some authority. It's like
so you can't take them to the scrapyard and sell them individually.
I don't know that you get your money's worth. You might. I don't know. I wonder what they're worth by weight versus refund. If they're worth more than 5 cents a can.
Oh no, that probably not. Probably want to take it to a redemption center.
A lot of those places closed with the pandemic, and since then only certain places are reopened. So like the local the Hope Haven developmental disability place, they have a redemption center.
Mm-hmm.
But what they do is they don't. All the other places, the stores that used to take them, gas stations used to take them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they do anymore. But
so you'd have to almost go to like Iowa City, which is like
or
over
to
an
this
hour
one place.
away.
But what they do is they want you to have them cleaned and counted beforehand, and they're going to have you put them into these big bags. You're not allowed to bring your own bags. You have to put them from whatever you brought them in into their bags.
Mm-hmm.
And then cart them in, and you give them the count, and then they confirm the count, and then they mail you a check.
Okay.
And it's like, okay, but then you're going to get it a month later. They're like 6 weeks out.
And that would be fine
That was
with
a
me
year ago.
because you're still getting a check.
But yeah, having that, I mean, as far as like being able to cash in cans for an emergency kind of thing, that's no longer an ability around here.
Right. No, these are good things to think of. I mean, I
'Cause
don't know
I've
how
got
your
I've
state
got
is.
a year's worth of alcoholism after my wife left. In some of them in the cases in the pantry, and some of them in bags in the back of my old truck in my driveway. That are legit. They're just sitting there bagged up. They're all washed out.
Now, when
But I
we're
wasn't.
out at the secret house, we actually save cans out there. We don't do it at the house that we're at because
And there might be
storage is limited.
where that is. They might have like those smaller grocers that might actually do like.
Oh, there's no grocery stores out there. There, I think the
There's-
closest gas station's like 15 minutes away.
Okay, because I think either I know. Okay, yeah, Wapello used to have a Piggly Wiggly or something like that, and Mediapolis had.
This is
one
out
too.
near. It'd be going out towards. I'm pretty sure it's going out past
And I
Minneapolis.
don't know that Meepo does, but if Wapello still has their Piggly Wiggly, because you said the I'm not, it's the secret house's location. I don't know how secret it is, but
Yeah. If you watch some of my old videos, you can
if it's-
pinpoint it out.
if it's O-Town, Wapello is due west from there like 10-15 minutes.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure they still have a Piggly Wiggly or some small, like, it's still like one of those small grocers.
Right.
They might actually do redemption there the old-fashioned way.
Okay.
I think they might. You might look into that. This is my expertise, is the locale. It's the benefit of having stayed around here so long. But yeah, I've got a lot of that, but I actually had to give up on that. But the ability to gather change, and like I get off work, where do you work at? That's a frugality thing,
Right.
You know, if you have a job, I work in food service. I will tend to look for places. If I'm going to work in food service, it'll allow you to have some employee discount on your food, or
Right.
you know, free food on your shift or whatever. So basically, every day that you eat, if you work, then you don't have to take off of your home supplies.
Right.
So, like, I'm going to cook some supper here after this video's done, and
We're gonna do a mukbang video.
oh, and we're going to do that. And so,
He's gonna cook me dinner.
this, train of thought's gone. We're about done with this video.
Yeah, actually, we are.
I guess we can continue what we were discussing after, like, what are we doing?
That was the cat, I think. Did you leave one outside?
Yeah, I do.
We are gonna cut this video. We've been on here for about 27 minutes, so we actually did a good video. I just want to definitely go over some of the frugal standpoints of prepping.
Oh yeah, I was saying this will be the first time I've made food off of that supply for weeks.
Oh, that's awesome.
Because of work days and the snack diet on other days. Because it's like I'll make sure I'm mindful of my consumption. But nutrition's a whole other topic video. So, anyways, conduct the closing if you like.
We love you, YouTube.
We'll be
I
back.
will put the kiosk in the description, and when he comments on my video, I will definitely pin his comments so it's easy for you to click on his picture. Make sure you share, like, and comment. Definitely comment.
Yeah, you can feel free to subscribe to my channel and do what I do, and hope you enjoy it. And if you don't, you can always unsubscribe.
Absolutely, because he has some interesting conversations. We did a video for his channel.
Yep.
It's a little bit different topics than what I have, so that's why we're doing the separate videos this time. The mukbang, we might do a double.
Well, yeah, it's
you can
definitely going to be a
videotape
double because I'm going to do mine own as well. And Roger.
So I will definitely make sure we. I'm gonna be uploading these videos that we're doing together over the next week or so, and you'll get to see them as we do them out. That's why we're all gonna be in the same clothes.
Yep.
We didn't bring change of clothes with us. Well,
Yeah,
he's at
costumes.
his place, but definitely wanted to get this out to you, and I'm so glad you came on here with me today. I truly appreciate it, and I love the tips. He had some awesome tips. Keep them in mind, people.
And there will be more.
Yeah, there'll be more. Love you, YouTube.